CPP Investments has over $600 billion in assets under management and is one of the largest investors in private equity in the entire world. They've had some incredible CEOs. They had Mark Wiseman, who came from Ontario Teachers' Pension Plan to CPP to implement the Canadian pension model. They have Mark Machin, who successfully led CPP Investments and now is in charge of Opto Investments, a platform that helps RIAs in the US invest in private equity. And now they have John Graham. Why don't we listen to a comment that John Graham made at a recent conference?
We all know in this business that things go bump in the night. We all know that there's times when things aren't going to work out. And we know that in a portfolio, there'll be some things that are working really well and some things that aren't. And what we all ask for, and I think it's kind of expected, is that bad news travels fast. And I think where we have been disappointed, and it's probably caused real damage to the longer term relationship, is when performance has not just been open and honest. And when things go bump in the night, that we don't hear about it. Especially if we have a co-investment or some type of increased financial position in the investment. And I think that is where the team gets very frustrated, and that has probably been one of the causes where we've moved on from certain relationships where we just feel there's not enough transparency. Is when things go bad, which they periodically do.
So investors, listen to what John Graham has said. There are private equity funds that even CPP has stopped working with because they weren't transparent and weren't explaining to CPP what was going on in a fast enough manner. And so when you conduct due diligence on private equity funds, don't just invest in a private equity fund because its IRR seems high. You want to make sure you could trust the manager. And this is something difficult to figure out when you're doing due diligence. You want to look at other investors that have been with the private equity fund before. You want to talk to those investors, and you want to make sure that the private equity fund has been transparent with those investors and is sharing bad news fast.